Having a felony conviction can have multiple consequences in your life, like it can affect your ability to obtain employment, to get a professional license. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about those consequences and what you might be able to do about them. My name's Diane C. I defend people who are charged with crimes, and I do everything that I possibly can to prevent you from having a felony on your record so that you don't have to face these negative consequences. So when somebody is charged with a crime, they have all kinds of fears about how this is going to impact their future, what is going to happen if I have a conviction. So I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about that. So here are some of the things that are going to be impacted by having a felony conviction on your record. So one of the main consequences that people are very concerned about is employment, because obviously they want to be able to take care of their families if they have children or their spouse. And most people that call me are most concerned about their families. Is this going to impact my ability to get a job? And unfortunately, yes, it could. However, Donald Trump is a convicted felon, and that's obviously an argument that everybody's going to be able to make in the future about, well, a felony shouldn't affect my record because the President of the United States is a convicted felon, right? So there you go. Something a lot of people don't realize is that when you have a felony conviction, you will probably not be eligible for or could potentially lose a professional license. And this includes doctors, nurses, real estate agents, insurance agents. You can't hold public office. There are many employers or positions or licenses that you would not be eligible for with a felony conviction. So another way that a felony conviction can impact you is that you can lose valuable civil rights, like the right to vote, the right to possess a firearm, and the right to serve on a jury, which actually most people are happy about. The law is very clear about this. In fact, it will be on your guilty plea form. It will tell you that you are losing the right to vote, to serve on a jury, or to possess a firearm if you have a felony conviction. One of the most important consequences is immigration status. So this is something that you must consult an immigration attorney about. I am not an immigration attorney. I am a criminal defense attorney. But I do know that many felony convictions can lead to deportation and refusal of naturalization. If you have a green card, you could still be deported. So these are things you absolutely must consult with an immigration attorney about before accepting any kind of a deal or going to trial in a felony case. So there are social consequences as well, and some people may not want to talk about this, but it could be embarrassing. It could impact relationships. If you have kids, you might have to explain to them, like, why does mommy or daddy have a felony on their record? And you could feel awkward in social situations. These are all things that you would have to work through. So what can you do about this? While it is not a great situation to be in, there are some ways to make positive strides forward in your life. So if it is a state felony conviction, you definitely want to determine whether or not you can have the conviction either reduced to a misdemeanor and then expunged or just expunged. So that's something you can potentially do to get rid of the felony from your record. So if this is a federal conviction, you cannot get federal convictions expunged. Unfortunately, you are stuck with it. But in state court, it is possible. I've had clients who say they have a grand theft case. They have done their community service. They've successfully completed probation. We file a motion to remove this conviction from their record, and the judge grants it, and you're done. No felony. It just says dismissed in the interest of justice. So you can have some of these rights restored, particularly the right to vote. A lot of strides have been made in this area, so you can get your right to vote reinstated. As far as firearms, there are very strict consequences if a felon possesses a firearm, so you don't even want to go there. If you really need to have your firearm, you need to find a Second Amendment attorney who can help you with that. So obviously you don't want to have a felony on your record, but if you have been charged with a crime, you or a loved one, contact my office, see what we can do to help you and maybe possibly prevent you from having a conviction at all. So if you or someone you know is charged with a crime, check out my videos, check out my website, call my office, schedule a free consultation.